So students have been calling me in the past and have been messaging me and asking that they submitted their file for fall 20 intake and even for January 20 intake for with PT scorecards, but IRCC has been requesting them to update their IELTS score even though they submitted their files with PT. Now, this can be quite a confusing matter because some students who submitted their files with PT have already received their AIPs and are scared that what if they will be asked for submitting IELTS score in the future, may say at the second stage of approval. Now, there are some students who have received AIPs and have absolutely no intimation that whether they will be asked to submit IELTS or not. There are another set of students who have still not received their AIPs and are thinking that whether they should submit IELTS or not, or is their file on hold because PT is not going to be accepted and IELTS is going to be accepted by IRCC. So there are a lot of confusions and inquiries basis why IRCC is suddenly requesting IELTS score when the non-SDS category does not require IELTS, and if you submit your file with PTE under the non-SDS category, you are good to go. You do not need to submit IELTS. So, after a lot of discussions with so many students, and after looking at files of various students who had submitted their applications with Canadian High Commission with PT score, I have identified a few very important things that why IRCC is requesting you for IELTS scorecard. So these students, some of these students have called me up and told me that they have been informed to submit their IELTS score. And many students are actually confused that when they have already submitted their PTE scores, why should they submit IELTS score now? So what we need to do is we need to go back and check how did we submit our file. So many consultants, in fact, even many students are confused with the fact that if PT score is equivalent to an IELTS score of 6666, then they may be able to submit PT scorecard under the SDS category. I repeat that many students who have submitted their files in Canadian High Commission under SDS category, but with PT score of 6 equivalent 6666 in each module, thinking that PT score of 6 in each module equals an IELTS score of 6 in each module, and hence they are eligible under the SDS category. Now all such students are going to get a request for submission of IELTS scorecard or IELTS score. Now why this is happening? Now let's go back to understand what are the requirements for SDS category as far as English proficiency scores are concerned. SDS category requires you to submit an overall of 6 and minimum of 6 in each module of IELTS. Now, if any student who does not have IELTS and has PTE with an overall score of 6 and minimum of 6 in each module, then this student should be submitting files under non-SDS category only, even though their PT equivalent is 6. Still, they are going to fall under non-SDS category only. But what has happened in the recent sometime is that some students, thinking that their PT score was 666 in each module and this equivalent was equivalent to IELTS 6 in each module, they actually submitted their file under the SDS category. Now, the logical thing is that when the visa officer saw that you have submitted your file under the SDS category, and the basic requirement of SDS category is having an IELTS score of 6 on each module, and the visa officer could not find the IELTS scorecard in the file. So whether you submitted PTE score or any other English proficiency score, automatically they ended up asking you to submit an IELTS proficiency score even though you submitted the PTE score while lodging your file. Now, on the other hand, there are certain set of students who gave PTE and already received their AIP but did not get any request for submitting IELTS score. So why did that happen? These students who submitted their files under non-SDS category with PTE scores did not get any request for IELTS, and they directly got results on their application, and they are also not going to get any request for IELTS. So what I'm trying to make clear over here is that if you have IELTS, your IELTS score, your file is going to go under SDS. If you have PTE score, your file is going to go under non-SDS. Now, if you have an IELTS score of 6,666 each, then it goes under SDS. If you have an IELTS score of overall 6 but 5.5 or 5 in any module, your file is going to go under non-SDS. Now, the third set is that if you have a PTE score equivalent to 666, which is equivalent to IELTS 6, the file is still going to go under non-SDS because the English proficiency score given by you is that of PTE and not of IELTS. So all students who are actually getting a request for PT all students who are getting a request for submission of IELTS score after submitting PTE with Canadian Higher Commission are those students whose agents, consultants or lawyers or students themselves submitted the file in the SDS category, even though they had only PTE scores. So that's where you made an error, and that's why thankfully embassy is not refusing your application, but they're rather giving you a chance to submit your IELTS score. So since you have got this chance now and your file is seated under the SDS category, you will need to submit your IELTS score for sure. So this is regarding the PTE submission and why IRCC is requesting IELTS even after submitting of PTE scores. I hope I have been able to make myself clear on this particular matter.